Boom, and we're live.
Boom pow.
Two Wheels to Freedom live show or something. Also
On Two Wheel
podcast.
Tuesday.
Also podcast. It used to be Two Wheel Tuesday. We've had 106 to think about what the hell it's called. We don't know. No, we changed. It was Two Wheel Tuesday, but then I was like, it's a hard time committing to Tuesday for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Just one night for the rest of my life, Nick. For this podcast,
Tuesday,
it's a rough commitment.
I wasn't afraid to make that commitment with Tuesdays. Tuesdays are fine with me.
Yep. So number 106, we got Magic Matt Cole. Maybe we'll get to the bottom of why his nickname is Magic.
You know what Christy said the second she read it?
What?
Magic Cole. Ha. I totally went over my head.
Cole. Oh.
All these years, it's like a teacher.
Years. These teachers. That's why they get paid the big bucks.
Yeah.
I like to ask teachers at comedy shows. One time there was a bunch there, and I'm like, I don't remember what I asked them what they did, and they were like, "No, we're teachers," and I was like, "Yeah, give it up for teachers. Everybody thinks, teachers are underappreciated, this and that," and they're like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "They deserve a raise," and they go, "Yeah," and I was like, How much better are you going to teach if you get a raise? Like, what are you not teaching now that you're... Well, they were like, and I'm like...
We work so many extra hours.
Like, exactly. That's all I wanted to hear.
They do work a lot of extra hours, but they also...
Get 2
really
months off.
And they get paid well.
Yeah, and they get every holiday off.
Yeah, they do all right.
Like...
I wouldn't want to do it, but you get to pick your job, so...
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is.
So Magic's popping on. Magic Cole is popping on here in a little bit. He's driving home this.
What if he doesn't even know it's magical?
Oh shit!
He's like, I never knew they went together like that. It's terrific.
We gotta ask and see what he says. He may.
All right.
If he doesn't say that, then it's all good.
We still got stickers. We gotta do some sticker giveaway thing.
Yeah. Sticker giveaway thing.
Stickers for likes. There's that one guy I gotta send stickers that we were talking to the other night.
All right, let's get through the damn sponsors before we go on. I'm sorry, otherwise we're gonna get sidetracked and I'm never gonna do it. Not Budweiser.
Budweiser's get for letting me buy their beer.
Yeah, thanks for still having it in the stores during this pandemic. Strokerindustries.com. You can get the trigger. It's a little snazzy thing, goes on your gas can, and then it's push button. You don't have to open the vent like the guy that bought some from me the other day was doing. He's like, it leaks. What's wrong with this thing? And I'm like, why is the vent open? This is the whole point of this friggin' thing. Idiot. Also, Canvas MX. Brand yourself. I don't know if that's still their slogan, but it's a good slogan. You can basically go on canvasmx.com and design your own jersey. And if you suck at designing jerseys, you can basically give Chuck the gist of what's going on, and then Chuck will fix it for you. So you
Chuck
can also do that.
Photoshop dude? Must be, right?
I don't think that's Photoshop. That's graphic design.
All right. Well, that's what I meant by that. I was generalizing.
Yeah, I guess he's a Photoshop dude then. And last but not least, Boyson Engineering, one of the original, it's just boyson.com. One of the original aftermarket companies for moto, period. Started in, 73 or something like that?
A while ago.
We weren't born. That's how long ago it was.
You weren't born?
I wasn't even born.
Oh, gross.
It was like last century. Shit, audio put up with.
Yeah, if nobody's watched the Boysen podcast or interview, that was a good one.
Yeah. It gets a little long, but I go through the whole factory there. They're 5 minutes each. There's 5 segments going through the factory and how they go from design on the computer to making the actual parts, painting them, all that stuff.
That was a good one.
Milling them down so that their tolerances are perfect for your motorcycle.
It's close.
That's not even closer than that.
They asked him what's the tolerances. He said, make it this close. And then we both just sign off.
And then we don't say anything. No,
You're like, shit, who else sponsored us?
I was writing, no, that's it. I was writing Magic that we were on. I just touched my face. I'm done.
Dude, I went to a house today with a customer, and the lady was on the couch, like, sorry, I'd get up and say hi, but I don't feel good.
I can't breathe or talk or smell.
I know, I'm like, I almost, like, I'm not worried about it, but then I did, like, kind of hold my breath a little bit.
When I go out in public now, I just breathe through my nose. Your
nose has the filters.
That's right. I don't have a hairy ass nostrils for nothing here.
Yeah, when you get home, just got to clean out the corona.
My nose was made for this dilemma, like just big for maximum air intake with lots of hair inside. They grab a hold of the.
I've seen so many people wearing masks, but they don't. They just put them down here. Like, why aren't? What's the point? That, or that you see couples and the ones like the girls wearing the mask and the guy's not.
Yeah.
You live together.
Yeah.
And then they walk out and take them off.
Are you guys gonna make out later or what?
Or live in the same house?
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's crazy.
I'm not worried.
The only reason I'm a little worried is because my parents are older. But and my mom had cancer 2 years ago. But you know, I'm not afraid of getting a bad cold. Like,
you almost said flu. You can't say that.
No, why not? Kung flu?
It's terrible. This is the plague.
That, can you? You can't say kung flu?
Corona flu? There was I was hearing a bunch of good ones the other night. Hell, I don't know, but they were funny. Kung flu's probably a hard one to top.
That's pretty good. I'm sorry. I was on the other podcast.
Hey, apologize.
I was on the other podcast last night, and I was like, dude, it's amazing that over in Spain they speak Mexican. Like, when did the Mexicans conquer there?
Appropriate Mexican culture.
Yeah, those damn Spaniards. Next thing you know, they're going to have sombreros and fight bulls.
Nothing's sacred anymore.
Nothing's sacred.
It's like they don't even care.
It's like,
let's get Torrentes on here and ask him, or Torrentes, whatever his name is.
I wonder how good of English he speaks.
Ask him. Say, hey, I know you speak Mexican. How good's your American?
Yeah, exactly. How's your North American speak? Can you do?
We get Javier on in between to translate. Find everybody.
Can you do North American speak? Yes. See?
Talk to him like a jerk off.
The interesting thing,
Can you?
Yeah. That's how you do when people speak another language. You just act like they're stupid instead. You're just like, oh, what an idiot. You don't understand what I'm saying. Hear me? Yeah, exactly.
Are you hungry?
You can't understand what I'm saying, you idiot. And they're like, what are you
Talk
doing?
Louder. It makes
speaking
way more
that
sense.
Gibberish.
Oh gosh.
We're so ignorant. I had I think he was Colombian, yell at me for not being able to speak Spanish, and I'd been to Colombia like 10 times. And I'm like, you guys fucking all talk so fast. Like, if you would talk to me slow so I could figure something out, but you guys just talk a million miles an hour, and I just wait for one of you to address me and talk directly to me.
It's different in Colombia too, because I don't think they like Mexican dudes up here who speak, straight up Spanish. They encounter a shit ton of English, and we see a lot of Spanish. Down there, it's like it's all Spanish.
They don't even speak. They speak like crazy Spanish. They have tons of slang. It's like Australians basically have their own language.
What's up, Mel and Matt Cole?
What's happening, man? Sorry about the delay. I was just driving, so I'm going to go and sit down. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Terrific.
Yeah, cool.
Were you in the Outback?
Yeah, mate, it's all out back here, and we ride kangaroos to work.
And drink Fosters. I remember all this.
Yeah, no, Clint, you're really on the money there, mate.
this, this is all I did the whole time was just talk about really bad Australian stereotypes that we have. Like they don't even have Outback or Fosters there.
No, there's no
Where's your
Outback.
knife?
There's Foster's, but it tastes like shit.
Because they're using kangaroo meat.
Well, actually, we do eat kangaroo meat. I don't, because it's
You
real
eat kangaroo
game.
tail?
Never had kangaroo tail.
I watched a show about Australian jails and the Aborigines that were in there. They like still let them get kangaroo. They had a barbecue where they could cook kangaroo shit, and the tail was like something they liked.
Really?
Yeah, it was an Australian show because the whole thing was the Australian guys were talking about they're in jail already, so we're not here to punish them while they're here. They're doing their time. It was pretty.
What is this from the 1800s? What are
civilized
they
jail.
talking about?
No, I was on. I don't know. It was on TV, so it had to be true.
Well, that's true, mate. Everything you hear on TV about Australia is true.
Will everything kill you?
Yes.
A lot of stuff will, yeah. But the bad thing is it's all stuff that's heaps sneaky. Like spiders and snakes, you can't see them. Like there's just as much stuff in the States that'll kill you, like bears and lions, and we don't have any of that. But all our stuff sneaky, spiders, snakes.
Well, we don't
There's
have
nothing
lions.
dangerous
We
in Illinois.
just have tigers at the Tiger King's place.
We just got like drunk drivers and guns.
Yeah, well, we've got drunk drivers, but you guys are crazy about guns. But that's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, don't get us started.
Yeah, I'll go get a gun right now. We'll handle this. You got McDonald's?
Yeah, man, got myself a big shake. It doesn't have the stigma in Australia that it does in McDonald's, that it does in the States. McDonald's here, it's actually kind of like gone high class.
They
We're
fooled
like
you.
hipsters with it because we're like, nah, we've had it since the 50s. We had it
Yeah,
first.
well, here now they've got like the McCafe. Have you guys got that?
Yeah, like the coffees and stuff.
Yeah, but it's all like full-on dining areas and like gourmet menu and all this stuff.
So are you guys all shut down over there? Can you go and eat inside someplace, or you got to get everything to go?
Yeah, everything has to be to go. No tables or chairs. So, especially where I live in Newcastle, it's a pretty, like, a vibrant city. So, the social atmosphere is pretty good, and cafes and all stuff like that. You know, you have to wait outside to order and stand 2 meters apart and a whole heap of stuff. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So it's pretty much same everywhere.
Let's say that again, man.
I said so. It's the same everywhere. We're shut down all over here too. It's the same way. We can only get takeout.
Dude, it's kind of. I went to a McDonald's the other day just to take a pee, and there was a line inside, and
Oh,
nobody
yeah.
was following any rules. Yeah, like
Because you guys are in those flyover states.
nobody here cares.
Yeah, it's go on.
So what do you? This guy's a roofer too. Well, kind of. I said Nick's a
I
roofer
saw he had
too.
his gear on, so I flexed on him. I don't have cool roofer flannels though.
Yeah, don't you worry about this, man.
It's nice.
So that's what it's about.
That's what Nick does. You don't do roofs. You tell everybody else to do roofs, right?
Yeah, I watch roofs get made.
What? So you do? Like, you're a roofer by trade?
Well, yeah. I mean, we have a roofing company.
Yeah, nice. So what materials do you guys use?
Shingles. You guys do steel? I was seeing.
Yeah, we do all metal roofing.
All shingles. We got dudes around here that do it, but it's like it's more specialized. It seems like.
I think You don't see as much of it over there, metal roofing. I see a lot of copper gets done.
Yeah, there's been a lot more metal roofing, but dudes have been doing it shitty where they just go over shingles with like barn steel, and it doesn't. I mean, people do it nice too, but like standing seam stuff, but that's rare.
Yeah, well, it's real. We don't have shingles in Australia. It's mainly colorbond roofing. Um, so with all different colours and whatever, and then terracotta or cement roof tiles.
Yeah, you got the heat though, so that probably changes it up.
Yeah, plus we don't have the snow, so we don't have to worry about all that extra weight on the roof and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have ice damming or none of that stuff.
Nope.
But even like here, it's different. You know, you go 2 states south of us, they do it totally different than we do it. Or you go to Canada, they do it way different. And they're only a couple hours north, you know?
Yeah, that's
Well,
one thing about the States that I always found pretty cool is from state to state, it's so different. Like just the way people act, the way they speak, like the architecture. It's so diverse in America, whereas in Australia, like everyone has pretty much the same accent and across the board. So
what's Australia's population?
20 million.
That's a big ass continent for 20 million people.
Yeah, man. We pretty much all live around the coast.
Yeah.
It's just hot as balls in the in the middle, man. Dry and hot, and yeah, it sucks to live out there. So everyone's like, nope, I live near the coast.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Seems nice.
So you obviously did freestyle motocross. That's how I know you. But did you grow up racing too? Where are
Yeah,
you?
so
Where are you in Australia?
I'm in Newcastle, so that's about an hour and a half north of Sydney, on the east coast.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I've been riding since I was 6 or 7. You know, same kind of story. Like my dad was into bikes, so 2 older brothers that rode. Then kind of when I was big enough, because I was a pretty tiny kid. When I was big enough, got the Pee-wee 50 and all that kind of stuff. And went through the processes, and then as I got older, I surfed a lot. So the riding kind of took a back seat, and I wanted to be a pro surfer, and I put a whole heap of effort into that. And look, I got good, but yeah, hard gig. And then in my late teens, I went back to racing, and then yeah, freestyle, early 20s.
Yeah, I saw some pictures of you surfing, and it looks like you're a ripper on a surfboard as well. Were you airing? Did I see you?
Yeah,
This fucking guy.
You got the lingo down.
airing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I put a whole heap of effort into surfing. I've always said, like, if I put that much effort into freestyle, then I wouldn't have known where I could have gotten to, because I just kind of did what I had to do to get by riding, and I put a heap of effort into surfing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Do you think that you should have, like, I guess you tried to go pro surfing, or?
Yeah,
And what happened was just way harder. There's so many gnarly dudes. You're probably in a really difficult place as well.
yeah. Well, just a lot of competition, and because it's such an old sport, it's really well developed. And like, I moved to the coast from the country when I was about 12, so that's kind of started late in terms of surfing. A lot of kids that are really, really good, you know, they start as soon as they're walking. Pretty much, they're out in the water with their dads. So I was kind of behind the 8 ball, but I never really knew how far I could have gotten. But yeah, I just was putting in a lot of effort, and you know, when it came to contests, I kind of wasn't great at them. Like I used to surf really well, but I just kind of my keenness for it just like dropped away, and I started to gravitate back towards riding. So I didn't really make a decision to not surf anymore, and I still did, but riding just took over. I just enjoyed it more.
Nice. And then you started making. How did you do it for a living? For other than in the United States, like while you were in Australia, you have enough shows.
Yeah, so I pretty much quit my job in like late 2001. And it kind of just happened by like pretty organic means. Like I just started to book more shows on the weekends, and I was started to be away all the time. And I was like, well, I'm making more money than doing my regular job. So yeah, in between, like obviously I was with you on the IFMA, but I lived in Europe. I lived in China a couple times. So yeah, but in between, if I wasn't injured, I was trying to make money here and keep it going.
You were you at that House of Dancing Water with Logan and those guys?
Yeah,
Nice. And Birchie.
yeah. No, well, they were like the second one. It was Birchie. Yeah, Birchie was on the first one, but he was kind of like an alternate. He came over for a bit and then he'd go. I spent more time with Birchie in Europe.
Wow. Sweet. I like Chris.
How long were you in? So that the House of Dancing Water, that's in China, right?
Yeah, Macau, China. Yeah,
How long were you over there?
I was in China for Macau for like 6 months.
Really?
So
What's the food?
I had a
What's the
2-year
food
contract.
situation?
Food?
Yeah, I hear lots of different, not Corona stuff, just in general.
Did you ever eat
Look,
bats?
China can have some pretty messed up shit. Some of the stuff you see, man, it's like, oh. But there's still like there's a lot of shopping centers over there that are just for Western food, so you can go and do your groceries at those places, and the meat, the steak, and stuff like that is actually better than we get here because all our top grade stuff gets exported. So, and look, heaps of American restaurants, Chili's, Fridays, like it's food much for muchness, pretty much.
Did they have Outback?
That's good.
Outback Steakhouse. Yeah, they actually did have Outback in Shanghai.
Outback's fucking good though.
Hey, it is good, man. It's I'm not taking anything away from it.
I forget what I was gonna say. I remember I used to give you shit about your didgeridoo exhaust as well.
Yeah, no, I wonder when that was going to come up. Still in the process of painting that one, mate. I'll let you know, and you can be the first to try to.
This has been a 15-year project here. This didgeridoo exhaust is still not done. Do you have
Mate,
are you in the city?
Am I what?
In the city? Or like in a town?
Yeah, like I'd say it's a city, but Newcastle's like we've got a big university here, so Newcastle would be like a lot of the cities that we kind of visited on tour, like those college towns, like Baton Rouge or Austin, Texas. That's that's what I would liken it to, like a coastal town, but it's got the population of a city.
So, basically, you don't have a kangaroo like Jackson Strong.
Oh, Clint. No, I don't. I did have one growing up, though.
Come on.
No way.
Yeah, see, because when we lived in the country, my dad brought home a little Joey, and this Joey, I was probably 3 or 4. And the rule was we can keep the kangaroo inside and as a pet until the kangaroo got taller than me. Because if the kangaroo was bigger than me and it got the shits, fucked me up. So Dad, as soon as it got taller than me, Dad was like, "All right, hit the road."
And then you just released him into the wild?
Yeah.
And he
Yeah,
just
mate.
took
True
off?
story. Are you fucking with us?
He was like later? He just
I
left?
feel like he's messing with us. He's like, yeah, no, for sure I had one.
No.
Had a
Well,
crocodile too.
have you seen Jacko's
Yeah.
Instagram, obviously, with his pet kangaroo?
Yeah.
Yeah, how big is
Yeah.
that thing now?
I don't know, man. It would be getting big, though.
That's
How-
like I
I
seen
don't
that dude with the kangaroo was trying to steal his dog, and he punched
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Like they
Yeah,
can punch
the pig and dog. He gave it a swift right hand.
it. Yeah, I'd be like, take the dog.
Yeah.
That
No.
fucking kangaroo.
Have you
Yeah,
ever
they
had
can.
Have you ever had to fight a kangaroo?
No, mate, I've never put myself in the position to have to fight a kangaroo.
God, I wish we had kangaroos here, man. That would be sweet.
They
We
are
got
cool.
bears and lions, dude.
Yeah, well, that's it.
I know.
We don't have lions. It's mythological.
You got mountain lions.
Oh yeah, nobody sees them though.
Yeah, they're like super hard to. Nobody hardly ever sees them or traps them or anything. They're just super elusive. It's crazy.
Yeah, right.
We got that and Sasquatch. Nobody ever sees them, but
Yeah.
they're there.
Yeah, I'm sure they are, man. It's so many times on that show, they almost got him, though.
Yeah. They're always right there.
Always.
So, how long were you in the United States for? Just 1 year, or like one winter?
Yeah, well, I was on that tour for the one winter, but I spent like a heap of time there. Otherwise, like some time in California, and Chuck lived out there, so spent some time out there. Spent some time in Illinois, and but just as far as the tour, it was yeah, just that.
What, at Rose's house?
No, I back in the day had an American girlfriend, so she lived in Illinois, so that was why I spent some time there. But yeah, I didn't know Ro at that point. I wish I did. That's why Ro is a wild man.
I was gonna say that probably would have been a bad influence on you. It's probably better off that you didn't know him.
Yeah, well, certainly on tour, Ro and I definitely fueled each other's fires.
Yeah, I remember some stuff in Louisiana when you had your buddy over.
Oh, no, that was in Alabama.
Was it Alabama?
Yeah.
Dude, there's this whole
He,
fight and all kinds of shit. He knocked some dude
Yeah.
out in the middle of the street.
yeah, no, he got locked up for the night for knocking the soul out of that guy.
Who deserved it, by the way? Who totally deserved to be hit in the face? Do you not
The guy
agree?
was being a total cock for
Yeah.
no reason.
Exactly. He deserved to get hit in the face. The other guy, some random guy was talking shit to us, and his buddy just
But
fucking...
it was a buddy from Australia,
Yeah. He just blasted this big dude in the face.
and he got locked up. But that's
Yeah.
it. You just got out.
Yeah, we took off, and then they, like, found him or something, didn't they?
Yeah, like we kind of like I think it almost kicked off in the club, and then like we were in like that VIP area, and then I come back, and then that as it was last drinks, that security guy came up and said, "Hey, these guys are waiting for you outside," and we were like, "Okay, well let's go outside then." So we went out, and then it was like nothing, and then we went to get some food from a hot dog vendor. And then as we were getting some food, one of these dudes started, and we kind of went back and forth. And then my buddy, crowned him, put him to sleep. And then,
He just melted on the sidewalk.
yeah, dude, that guy was just like a UFC knockout, just a douche, one night Chaz. So, Then we tried to get out of there. Man, the cops were there like so quick. I couldn't believe how quick they were there. It was like the punch to the jaw set off an alarm in the police station.
It was like it was like you know how some of those towns, like, I don't know if you've been to Charleston, South Carolina, like where USC is, Nick, where they have the
Uh-huh.
streets are kind of closed down and everybody's just walking from bar to bar. Like that's how the little area was. So there's just tons of people in the street. So I'm sure the cops were like down the block or something, but yeah, they were swarming us. What are you laughing at, Nick? What are you reading?
I'm just listening to the story.
I thought you
Because
were...
so the dude's from Australia. He gets arrested, gets out the next day, and then they don't. They're just
Basically,
like,
well, what happened was my
I mean, I like
buddy,
it.
he got locked up, and then he went to jail for the night. I was trying to figure out at the police station, like, what do we have to do now? So we had to pay 1,000 bail the next morning. So he went in there, and there was a bunch of ratty dudes, and he was a little bit like, yeah, but then ended up, having big early dudes cry on his shoulder, talking about how he missed his mum. And then, we got him out in the morning, paid his bail, and then he jumped straight on a flight and came home. And he still hasn't been back to America. He's like, man, I'm just worried that's going to be waiting right there for me. He's like,
oh, they're gonna get him.
No, we're so slow here. They won't fucking.
They're like,
know
he didn't
that.
even have a gun. Does this count?
States don't. Yeah.
yeah, but I just wonder if, like, you hear so many now with like those one punches where guys get crowned and they're like super damaged from it. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, that's the same thing with dirt bikes, right?
Yeah.
Crowned myself several times.
And that. So did you ever ride like the Farm Jam or any of that stuff?
Yeah, I rode the Farm Jam 2008.
Nice. Is that place sick or what?
Oh man, it's so fun. It's like kind of like Beaumont.
Nice.
So, but yeah, the Frew brothers are super cool, and they've got some real rad jumps, as you guys would have seen. I actually stayed on after the contest to ride some more, but I shouldn't have because I crashed and broke my leg. But yeah, that place is sick. I'd still love to go back to it.
How far is that from you?
So NZ, New Zealand, to get to Frews would be like a 3.5 hour flight to the South Island, and then bit of a drive. So not much of a flight from where I am.
So you rode somebody's bike there or something? They lined one up for you.
Yeah, well, they lined up a Honda 450, and I obviously rode two strokes. I'd ridden a 450 once, so that was took a little bit of getting used to, and I think that's part of why I ragdolled. But they organised the bike for me.
So what's up with New Zealand and Australia? I watch Flight of the Conchords, and they're always got Australians ripping on New Zealanders.
Yeah, it's like Americans and Canadians.
North
So they're
Mexican?
the Canadians?
Yeah.
They're just
sure.
kind of like weird and polite?
Now, look, New Zealand, we share a real healthy rivalry, I would think. They take the piss out of us, we take the piss out of them. But yeah, it's a very similar thing to Canada and the States.
Philip says, "What's up?" You remember Phil from Tor?
Yeah, Phil Wade.
Yep, he's on Facebook right now saying, "What's up?"
Yo, what up, Phil?
Got your shout out, Phil.
Yeah, nice.
So what do you think? What do you think about the whole virus thing and shutting everything down? Obviously, you guys are still working, huh?
Yeah, well, we're still a lot of trades, like construction trades and whatnot. We're classed as essential services, so we haven't been affected really. I've actually been busier since all this started. I was worried about my supplier getting shut down because they got quite a few employees, but yeah, it hasn't really affected us. And I think I'm much like a lot of people. Like the first couple of weeks, I was like, oh yeah, it's just this overblown overreaction. Like I still think there's an element of it that is, but yeah, it's definitely a different place to live at the moment.
Yeah. I feel less pressure to have to do stuff, which I like. Like on Friday night, I'm not
Yeah.
expected to do anything.
Clint's just happy to not have any plans.
Not to go anywhere. And no one's disappointed. It's like, cool.
It's funny because Matt sounds basically just how we are here. It's like you're kind of like you want to be careful, but it is what it is, and work's gotten busy as shit.
Well, that's it. Like you got to be like if I didn't have kids and stuff, I probably wouldn't be as cautious, but I try to follow all the social distancing and all that stuff because I've got little kids. I don't want them to get sick. I could probably fight it off, and so could my wife. But the little one, yeah, so be careful, I guess.
The kids are fine. They're the toughest.
I was gonna say, allegedly, the kids aren't even getting it, or like it's not bad. Not like you want to test it, obviously, but that's at least.
Yeah, the kids aren't getting it. They're not really getting it here either, but like my oldest one, she's 8, and I wouldn't be too worried about that. Just my 2.5-year-old, like,
Yeah.
if it was on the off chance that she got it, it'd be a lot harder for her to fight it off than for us to do it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that nature's trying to take out old people.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's how many deaths have you guys had over there from it?
1 million. No, I don't know.
1 million?
No, I don't.
Here,
I don't
I
know.
got this map I pull up every day. I check the weather because I'm trying to see if it's going to rain for a roof or not. And the weather map has the Corona map on it. Let's see, and it tells me like who died by county. New York's the only one that's really nuts. Like there's 5 in my county, which is
Deaths or just
Yeah.
cases?
deaths. Let's Google it.
Mark Jordan says over 10,000 in the U.S.
10,000? That's
Of 350 million.
Yeah, how many flu cases this year so far, or since December or something?
how many what?
Cases
That's
of the flu
3%.
have there been?
That's 3%
Yeah, well-
of confirmed cases. If you did the flu like that, it's like 10%.
Yeah, right. Well, that's the thing with this coronavirus, like the numbers and stuff. Like, I don't know how accurate or not accurate or what is related and what isn't. And like they reckon that the curve is flattening off here because we've been in the whole social distancing and elements of lockdown for quite a few weeks. So they think it's plateauing, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. Who knows, like, what's true? And then they'll do all this stuff, and it goes down, and then they'll be like, good, what we did worked. And it's like nobody ever knows
Yeah.
if it's
Well,
different.
listen, it went from 6 feet to, I heard at one point, 26 feet that stays in the air. And then I heard that it died.
Well, now it's 3 meters, which is 10 feet.
So,
We're only 2 meters.
dude, look how close we are on the screen, all 3 of us.
Dude, I was in a
It's gonna
house
be-
today. I was meeting with a customer today, and the guy's like, yeah, come in, because we're looking at, like, an addition or whatever. And his wife's like, oh, did I tell you this already? And she coughing, and she's like, I don't feel good. Otherwise, I'd get up and say, hey. And I'm already in the house, so it is what it is. I'm bumping into today.
Next thing, man, it's going to be you'll be able to get it through Wi-Fi.
They'll do it. If they
Dude.
shut down the internet, people will lose it. So I don't think they'll shut down their internet or anything like that.
No, man, they couldn't do that. They turn into the purge.
Think about how desensitized people are going to be to STDs now. They're gonna be like, "Oh my God, you gotta like bang without a rubber, and you still might not even get it." That's
They already are, dude.
I can do whatever I want.
That's right. I made it through coronavirus. All these diseases are fake. I'm going, raw.
I'm bareback.
Oh shit. Your wife's on Facebook watching you.
Which wife?
Yeah. Which wife? The Australian one, I suppose.
My wife.
Yeah, your wife.
His wife.
His wife.
I'm trying to Facebook my wife to get me a Jameson. She's not listening.
You should text one of your kids.
Hey?
I'll just scream.
That's the guy.
Yeah, Matt's not having any drinks with us because it's 10 a.m. there.
Yeah,
If I was at home, I could have made an exception.
Where are you at now?
I'm at a customer's house
Oh.
where my apprentice works.
He's like, I'm just going to sit on my phone out here for like an hour. Are you guys cool with that? And they're like, oh.
Yeah, that's
I'll be in
all
there
right.
in a minute.
No, I just said I got this podcast thing to do. You just load up this scrap and start getting rid of all that, and I'll do this call.
Your wife
Perfect.
said that you need your wife's support.
She said what? That I need her support.
Yeah, that's why she's supporting you on here.
No, well, in more ways than one, I need her support. She's awesome, man. I definitely couldn't do what I do if it wasn't for her.
You wouldn't
she's been a
have
big
kids for
part.
sure.
Hey,
You wouldn't have kids for sure.
well, that's it. That's a massive part. But yeah, like without her, man, the business wouldn't be doing what it does, and it's hard to find a good woman, man, and I'm lucky that I did. So yeah, I need to support her more than this call.
Well, we appreciate it. It makes our numbers on Facebook look better. More people watch.
Well, I sent out some links. I told people to jump on.
Yeah,
Some
we've
bang
had
like
some.
that.
Yeah, we've had some people on. So it's been
My wife
good.
doesn't even show up.
Joe,
Right, somebody-
Yeah,
were you around? Do you know Joe Stevens?
Joe Stevens.
Yeah, he's from. He's from England. Now he lives in Australia. But did
No.
you jump at Movie World?
Oh yeah, the Movie World show. Did you ask if I did it?
Yeah, my friend that drives stunt cars and maybe monster trucks
Yeah.
asked if you jumped at Movie World because I bet he probably did some kind of show there.
No, the Movie World stuff started after I'd already hung up the boots.
Mm.
That's a lot of the guys up there is like Harry Bink, Sawley, Top Dog. Most of the guys who do Nitro Circus did that.
Got it. That was after your time.
Yeah, so not even any Nitro Circus. So I was still Krusty Tour era.
How old are you?
40 next month.
Nice. Yeah, I'm 42.
Yeah,
Gross.
40's a good. 40's a good age.
Oh,
But just hang on one sec, boys. What
yeah.
was that, mate? You can go drop the strap off. All right, cool. You know where it is, yeah? All right, mate.
yeah, get to work.
Yeah, that's it.
He's just hanging out on somebody's patio.
Yeah. Yeah, just on their patio. They're at work, so.
Mel says that you have a story about an encounter with a very rare Australian dingo.
A what?
Australian dingo.
A very rare encounter with a dingo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, not really. I'm a gullible son of a bitch. Her dad, right? Her dad is super cool. We get along really well. He rides really good. And he can have a bit of a dry sense of humor. And Mel and I went got an RV and did like Northern Territory, so like down through Kakadu, Ayers Rock, Uluru, stuff like that. And then we were at this campsite, and there was a heap of dingoes, and there was this one dingo. It was a kind of a bit of a funny color, so we took a photo of that and we sent it to her mum, and her dad kind of rang saying, "Oh, do you know what? You know, that's a real rare dingo, and that's like very rare to see them in the wild." And I was like, "Oh, really? You know, fucking yes." You know, we're just blessed to be able to see that. And obviously, it was just a normal fucking dingo, and I took it hook, line, and sinker, and I never have lived it down. Probably because he hasn't got me on anything else yet. He's holding on to that.
Oh, he's got it.
Until the next.
Until the next
trick.
gullible moment I have, and we'll capitalize on it.
Well, at least it sounds like you guys have a good relationship.
Yeah, we do, man. I'm pretty lucky with my wife's parents, and recently they opened a motocross park about an hour north. It's called the Island.
Yeah.
Had Dream Tracks come over and build the tracks and all that kind of stuff. So got a lot in common with her family in terms of, you know, riding and all that type of stuff.
Is that how you guys met? Like how'd you guys meet? Like at a race or something? Or
well, what happened was we kind of knew of each other for a long while, just because they're like circle of friends. And then her parents had a motocross clothing and gear company that they used to run. So we kind of moved in the same circles and kind of knew each other's name. And then we've been properly together since like when I got home from Macau in 2010, but hanging out for a few years before that, just chilling pretty much, because I was always traveling and away, and you know, Europe or China. So yeah, when I come back, I quit riding. We buckled down and did the responsibilities thing.
Clint's so scared of this.
Each their own, my friend.
I know, I'm
Each to
just
their own.
joking. I like to give Nick a hard time too, because he was married when he was like 13 or something.
I was not married when I was 13.
He's 26 and he's got a 12-year-old daughter. So you do the math on that.
Way off. But I am married with kids, so me and Clint always, I just bust his balls on that, and then he makes fun of me.
Oh man, you would know kids that, man, they can be a real fucking pain in the ass. But you'll never love anything the way you love your kids.
Oh no, but like you get home and that's all you do is you don't need anything else. You just hang out with them.
Your kids are, well, how old are your kids?
9 and 6.
Yeah, see, my kids are still, my youngest one is 2.5 or 3. She's gnarly, man. She is just full on. And then my 2 girls fight and whatever, but all that stuff and all the difficulties, it never changes how you feel about them. You'd never give it back. Never take it back. They bring so much happiness to your life.
You got 3 girls?
2 girls.
Oh, you had 3. Oh.
Nah, 2 girls, man. Finished.
Did you get snipped?
Yeah. No, I haven't got the snip yet because, I'm finished. I am, but Mel's still kind of wants to be finished, but doesn't know if she is, and all those conversations around the snip and all that type of stuff.
It doesn't seem natural.
I'm almost 40, man. I'm I don't want my kids to be those kids at school and their parents are super old and they drop them off and they're like, "Oh, is that your granddad?" No, it's my dad.
Those kids are always kind of weird.
I don't want to. Yeah, and they smell like mothballs and shit.
That'd be my kid. I'll just be like, drop him off smoking a joint.
Hey son, give it back.
Yeah, that's
Fuck
enough.
man.
I remember the first time I ever smoked a blunt was with you in.
Look how proud Clint is.
I got that whole tour. That whole tour started smoking blunts because of me.
I first smoked. I used to smoke. Like I smoked all the time back in the day, and I smoked a blunt with you in a hotel room where it was in. I'm pretty sure it was in Florida.
Pensacola.
Pensacola. Yeah, we're in Pensacola, and it was me, you, and Hartman. Obviously, Hartman didn't, but you rolled this blunt, man, and shit, I've never been that stoned before. I was hanging onto the railings, man. I was like, fuck, man, it was rocking my boat majorly. I was like, oh, there you go.
Nice.
That's Clint's goal. Your old lady just posted this.
Yeah, well, that's the in-laws motocross facility.
What's going on to the right there? Is that like a tabletop rhythm, or is that BMX?
Those are crop things.
That's the tabletop rhythm section. So it goes from like smaller to bigger. And my father-in-law kind of had the idea of like, which is a really good idea, when not everyone wants to learn to bash corners, but a lot of people want to learn how to jump, you know. So he wanted to create a system that was going to be safe for everyone. So start on these and get gold, and then you can move over, then move over. So yeah, basically. But you see, we've got some pro guys that have gone out there and they've doubled. If you have a look, there's a kid. He's on Instagram. His name's Jai Roberts, and he did a transfer there, a big tabletop to tabletop, hit it wide open.
This ain't him. What's his name?
No, Jai, J-Y Roberts.
J-A-Y.
Oh, Joy Roberts.
Yeah, that's Jai. So keep going down. Keep going down. Yeah, that video there. Go up.
Yes.
No, on the right-hand side, I think. All that grass. Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, shit.
Jesus. But he had to miss like half of them. Oh, he even got a little lift off of that one and gave him an extra G on it.
Yeah, loaded his suspension.
Yeah, I'm not jumping that. How about that?
No, me either.
I'm good.
We're going to follow him.
Oh.
How's he get 10,000 followers?
Yeah.
He's trying to break.
He's a little shredder.
We have a 8,000 follower barrier. Like, we can't get past 8,000.
You guys are tapped out.
If we get close, they start dropping.
They drop like 10 at a time. Find the man, that place looks sick. Do they have a freestyle little park?
No, there was plans, and I don't really know what the plan is with that, but there's a hillside there, and I'd love to build like a natural terrain freestyle setup, but I think it's kind of in the background, but there's so much other stuff there. That's my brother-in-law before. Yeah, that's
nice.
The one, yeah.
Who has to mow that place? There's a ton of grass.
Dude, I mowed it. Before I started my own business, I worked there, like driving machines, mowing the lawn, pretty much doing whatever. And to do all the tracks, mowed and whippersnip, used to take me 2 weeks.
Woo!
Wow.
And then you just start over.
Yeah, dude. But it looks, as you can see, it looks amazing when it's all done.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
You just need to do what Brody does and have cows.
Yeah, they've got cows, but then they destroy the track. But we have they used to have like wild pigs getting down on the track, and 'cause all the mulch, all the bugs are in the mulch, so there'd be pigs all over the track and all kinds of stuff.
Wow, look at that, dude.
Yeah. How many acres is it?
3,000.
Holy shit.
Yeah, or two and a half, I think.
2,500?
Yeah, 2.5 to 3,000 or 2.6 to something around that
Acres?
ballpark. But
So what body of water is this? What ocean is this out here?
Pacific Ocean.
All right.
So you see,
So
Like-
I could swim there? No, California. I'm Atlantic side, right?
I think so. Yeah,
Americans.
So from California they could swim there,
Yeah, you get
well, yeah.
canoes.
technically.
If they really wanted to, I guess.
Technically, it's that direction is all I mean.
Technically,
Do you have
Palm
a
trees. Look at
Do you have a
this.
Kawasaki now? Because I see a lot of Kawasaki banners.
they did like the 2020 model launch out there.
Awesome.
Yeah, so they do cater to a fair bit of corporate stuff, like Yamaha do stuff out there, Cowie, and they're looking at really moving into events. So, we have these events here, the Transmoto 6 hour, 8 hour. So, it'll be a real good facility for events, and I would like to run on the main track there, which is on that map. Is that the top track on the right near the dam? Which is one of the ones Dream Track's built. I would love to run like a nighttime event under lights with like a Monster Cup type format. I think that'd be pretty cool, especially on that track.
Yeah.
How accurate is the shark and the crocodile diagrams on here?
Where is it? I can't see them.
On the senior track.
That's
Someone's
me.
getting eaten by a shark.
Yeah, no sharks or crocodiles in there, mate. I know there's a lot of
I don't know. It
fish.
shows it right there.
Yeah,
There's a lot of what? Kangaroos?
They're
Yeah,
on the
no,
junior
it's-
track.
there's been
Joey's.
there's been no fatalities.
All right.
Of
They are ready
kangaroos?
for it.
Are there any kangaroos?
There's always heaps of kangaroos on the track in the mornings because the grass is all so fresh around it.
Yes. This is the best news I've heard so far. Do they have cabins
What?
there? Can I just sleep? Can I ride all day, sleep in a cabin, and get up and then be like, there's fucking kangaroos on the track?
They don't have accommodation yet, but there's so much call for it. So I think they kind of this was a super long process for them to get from like buying the land to, because everything is like council approved. There's like a wetlands area, like a national park. So I had to go through a lot of red tape and paperwork and stuff to get it going. But I think they made kind of an agreement with the local council that they wouldn't provide accommodation, so it would help the existing area in tourism dollars. But now they're kind of at the point where, like, yeah. So hopefully, in the not too distant future, they'll have cabins there, and you can just pay for a few days and set up. And
I'm coming, and I'm gonna hang out with kangaroos.
anytime, like, man, you know that you're always welcome.
All right.
You're gonna have this American freeloader who's not
Just
leaving.
searching. I'm gonna be like all those ghost hunt things and Sasquatch, but I'll just be looking for kangaroos, and they'll be everywhere.
You won't have to look far, man.
It'll be like a
I am
5
looking
minute
for
show.
kangaroos.
It'll be a 5 minute show. I'll just see like,
Yeah.
like, there's a kangaroo.
All you have to do is walk out of the door and go, oh, there's one.
The elusive kangaroo.
They're definitely not elusive. That's for damn sure.
In his natural habitat, the neighborhood.
The motocross track.
So you still ride a little bit, right? Hit the track.
Yeah, I still ride. What's going on
What's going on here? You flexing on
here?
us? That was a weird flex, but okay.
Oh, total accident, guys.
Yeah, I still ride. I obviously not as often. I haven't jumped ramps for a long time. I actually been kind of getting a little bit keen to jump some ramps again. I either want to go up to, Jake Bowen.
No of him.
Yeah, so I either want to go up to Jake's or down to Jacko's, and nothing serious, just have a bit of fun. But I mainly ride trails, bush, forest and stuff, and then obviously the tracks up at the in-laws. So I get out as much as I can. It's just not as easy these days. Plus, you don't want to be selfish with just every weekend I'm going, and then my wife's stuck with the kids, and
Yeah.
it's got to be fair.
That's why you got to get them into riding, and then it's like, oh, we're family. It's family time.
Yeah, you see, that does sound like it comes from someone who isn't married and has no kids. It's not always that easy, my friend.
Yeah, it sounds
But-
like a headache trying to get kids on bikes and stuff.
Oh, look, my oldest, she rides and she loves it. That's the goal, though. Like, the goal is to do it as a family, and not so much like, yeah, of course, the upside is I get to go riding more often and do something I love with my family. But we would all be aware of the benefits of riding moto, like how good it is for you mentally, and like relationships, hanging out at the track, like you put your energy into something that's a positive. I think it's just a real good sport, like both for fitness and health. And yeah, sure, you can get busted up, but I've met a lot of my buddies through riding, and yeah, I think that would be good to do it as a family.
Yeah, and I think, growing up, us going to races, I spent way more time around my parents probably than I would have otherwise.
Yeah, which is a big part of it. And given how society is today with like technology and kids stuck inside, and we're real conscious of that with our kids. We didn't have the option, obviously, so we made the most of what was outside. But I think it's really important to get them out there and do it as a family too.
Yeah. Did you race a little bit as a kid, Nick?
Yeah.
No, I was asking Nick.
What's that?
Nick.
You raced a little bit as a kid, right?
Yeah, I raced.
Like where your dad took you and stuff?
What's that? You're breaking up.
Where your dad took you?
Yeah, that's the only person that took. I mean,
Well, I'm saying, you obviously raced when you got older, though, a little bit, but
yeah, but even then, it's like he was pretty excited. He never got to race. Like he wasn't in a position where he got to do it, so he went with as much as possible.
so the whole point was that it is kind of good as far as bonding with. I'm sure even you with your son now, when you guys go ride, you get to hang out and stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's the whole thing.
And then you have beer.
I got kombucha in my whiskey. Pretty good.
Kombucha? Oh man, that stuff tastes like shit.
It's terrific. I love it.
Terrific.
You don't like kombucha? It doesn't taste good with whiskey though.
Oh, I can't say I have. I've tried that, but yeah, man, I had that kombucha on its own, and I was like, yeah, no.
Dude, my kids love kombucha, but it makes them go crazy.
Why has it got heaps of sugar in it?
It's got a shit ton of B12 in it. We figured that out when we had what's his name on, Clint? The snow bike.
Haslam.
Awesome, yeah. He was sponsored by a kombucha company. He's like, yeah, dude. He's like, it's got a ton of B12 in it. That's why kids are bouncing off the walls. What they need right now.
B12 is what your body craves.
It's like Brando on Idiocracy.
Electrolytes, yeah.
Hey, that movie couldn't be further from the truth these days.
It is the truth.
It's creepy.
Yeah. Crazy.
Dude, how many fucked up ideas are like happening now? You know,
How many
most of
what?
them.
like fucked up ideas. Like people are like Idiocracy, and I don't know. I'm sure there's other screwed up 1984, like all these movies that were out there. You're now like, whoa, this is what it is.
And what's that one? It's got you had a pro wrestler in it.
That's
What's that?
This is the end.
It's not Rowdy. Has it got Rowdy Roddy? No. Some movie, and they're all robots and bizarre. But there's heaps of stuff in that where, yeah,
Terminator.
Crazy. No, not Terminator. I know what that is.
You're gonna have to find out and shoot it to us. Dude, so this is like a side thing, but I'm very excited about it. Not this weekend, but the following weekend at some point we're gonna do a Krusty Demons of Dirt #1 viewing party. So we're gonna watch it with John Freeman, and he's talking to a bunch of the guys, Seth and stuff like that, try and get them on. So
that would be super cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm excited about it. Is your guy doing any work over there?
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone to drop off scrap and stuff like that. Took the work truck. I'm just chilling.
With your Thrashed Kids hat on.
Okay, I came on a good day because I'm kind of in between jobs and I could afford to take the time. If it had been this time last week or whatever, I wouldn't have been able to because we've been pretty flat out, but it worked out good this time.
Yeah, I was saying you got a Thrashed Kids hat on.
Yeah. Man, I've been supporting the cause for... I first met Wacker in 2002.
He was, what, 18? Like, he was probably super young.
When he was still riding 125s, and I went to Chuck's house randomly. I was in Illinois, and through old Freestyle MTX, I messaged Alex, and I said, "Look, I want to come out to California and ride. Do you know anywhere I could use a bike or whatever?" And she got me in touch with Chuck, and Chuck had never met me, didn't know me from bar of soap, but picked me up from the airport, and I stayed at Chuck's house for 10 days in Paris. Were we in Paris? Anyway, yeah, met Wacker and Adam Jones. Yeah, we rode the hills, and Wacker's a good dude. That's no secret.
He's fun.
Have you seen him on that old 250 Honda?
Yeah, man, he shreds it.
He's gnarly. He doesn't seem that gnarly if you were to talk to him, but he's super gnarly. He flipped that thing, which is like a 90-something old steel frame Honda. Then he hopped on his friend's 450 and just flipped the 450. And he's always been like that. He went to Youngstown. He flipped a 100-footer. Fuck.
Yeah, the guy can. And when I was over there,
that third one right there, top right. Yeah.
Yeah, on what's his name? Patrick Evans' bike.
Yeah. He just borrowed it it probably hit the ramp twice, and then was like, "Oh, I wouldn't even switch from a 252 stroke directly to a 450 and jump the ramp." I'd be like, "Nah, I'm good."
No. Yeah, he can ride. That's for damn sure.
Where my probably one of the best Wacker stories I got. I went out with him. I was mechanicking for Javier at X Games. Me and Wacker went out till about 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and then just got some random shitty hotel. And then Javier calls me at 7 in the morning. Is like, "Hey, they just told me that I'm in speed and style," because he was an alternate, and he's like, "Can you be at the arena in 45 minutes?"
Oh.
And I'm like, "Yeah, but I basically slept in between all the events, just in a chair in the pits. Javier still gives me shit. I'm like, I didn't know that we had an event, or I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah. Is it? What's his brother's name?
Gabriel.
Gabriel. Those boys rode good. Is Gabe still riding?
They both still throw down. Both of
Yeah,
them.
they can ride, man.
Yeah, Javier always even says that Gabriel's like more talented. He's like, I'll take months to learn tricks, and Gabe will come and ride for like 2 weeks and like learn everything that it took me all year to learn just in those 2 weeks.
Yeah, when they did those few IFMAs, Gabriel always had that smoother style. But like as far as Javier got, man, I never expected him to go that far from what we used to see on the IFMA. Like it really surprised me when he started going as well as he did. But like full props to him, man. Like he was cool as like, and no matter how much Lusk used to take the piss out of him, he always had a smile. So I was like, yeah, this guy's pretty cool.
He gets it, and especially, South Americans and stuff, or even Europeans, they try and play a lot of head games at freestyle contests and stuff. I'm sure Americans do too, but I've never. It was more so, I think, when we went to X Fighters and stuff, and I'd heard some stories about some other events where people kind of making some comments to him, trying to get inside of his head, and he's never let that stuff get to him. He's just very strong.
Yeah, well, he definitely didn't let that stuff of Lusk get to him. So, I mean, you need that for contest, man. You need to not be able to let people in your head. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It was weird because I guess coming from, we just do demos, so everybody's just like boys at the event, versus if it's an actual contest and money's on the line, you're kind of trying to psych some people out, I guess, for a couple extra spots.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like back in the day with the States, like the contests like were so high stakes and high pressure and like crazy courses, and there was a massive gap between like those guys and and especially like all you East Coast guys that were doing your own thing. In Australia, it was like there was a lot of contests. There was also a lot of demos. There was a couple big events, but there was a massive divide in the States of like, yeah, the West Coast dudes and you guys on the East. Like, if I wasn't on Freestyle MTX, I wouldn't have even known that East Coast had a freestyle song. Like that's when, Clint FMX East till he dies, was super cool because that was a cool thing about the IFMA. Like I never really heard of any of you guys just as much as you wouldn't have heard of me, and it exposed me to a total different approach to riding. Like I think it was cool.
Yeah, I look at that and I'm like, every industry is probably like, the main people, and then there's a whole sub level, like is what we were. Same way, we were like not top contest guys, but we were still making a living and traveling and having fun.
Yeah, and that's what was strange in a way, like that. That crossover, we kind of didn't have that in Australia. It was like a handful of guys who did all the shows, who went to the contest, who did good, who got all the photos in magazines. And me and my brother were kind of part of that group. And, because we'd done it for so long. And then there's that same kind of group in the States. But then, you guys, like you said, you're still like doing shows, making money, like, and decent money for just riding a bike, like, and having a good ass time. Like, I never had any bad weekends on tour. That's for damn sure.
You were around a good time for sure. The crews that we had on ramp to ramps for the most part were pretty tight. Like we were all pretty tight and hung out the whole time, like almost everybody.
Yeah, like it was a cool vibe, that's for sure. Like, we all like, even when we got to those cities, like on the Thursday, we'd always like go out the night before, and after the shows, we always went out as a crew. Like, there was never any like sub groups. Like everyone was out together, everyone was having a good time. No one thought they were better than anyone else, right? And it was just, hey, let's get through these shows and party.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was good, man. It was some of the best times on the road that I've ever had. Like, just having good, clean fun in an essence. In consistent crowds, and yeah, man, that was an awesome 6 months.
Yeah, that was a good time for sure, especially early on when we were still packing out arenas.
Yeah, like that was still, freestyle wasn't overexposed yet. Like it was still had an element of some people haven't been saturated by it, so you still got crowds that were super into it, and people that hadn't seen a lot of tricks and all that type of stuff. And like, yeah, I did a monster jam in Houston, man, and there was like 85,000 people or something ridiculous there.
Yeah. Yeah, I've thought about it, and that tour and all of us East Coast guys have exposed a ton of people to their first and probably only freestyle motocross, like live freestyle motocross experience.
I didn't hear any of that, man. You're talking underwater. You kept on breaking
I
up.
know.
Up, Clint.
There's like an echo only when I talk. I was saying we exposed a lot of
Here
people
goes the boss.
to their only freestyle motocross probably on that tour.
Still didn't get you, brother.
All
Is
right,
that your computer or mine?
you two
Clint?
guys talk.
I'm hearing that. I'm only hearing you say we were the only something freestyle motocross something on that tour. Something.
It doesn't matter. You guys talk.
Sorry, Clint.
I don't know how to fix it.
No, but it's only like every so often. Majority of the time, it's fine. But yeah,
I turned it down. Does that work better?
good damn to that.
Seems like it.
I was saying a lot of people that IFMA is probably the only live freestyle they ever saw.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially in Alabama.
Oh, definitely. The way they reacted, you'd definitely, even just a straight jump, they were like, whoa. So, 100%.
Well, now that we're
And
having sound
that's
issues.
why that.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
Well, I was just going to say we'll clip it if you got to get back to work or whatever.
No, like, yeah, it's up to you guys, man. My bloke will be back soon, but yeah, I guess I don't really have too much else. But
We'll do another one.
I've had fun. This is good. Like, I know is my wife still on Facebook?
She hasn't said anything in a couple of minutes, but
In a couple of minutes.
she said that
Do you guys roof all? How's winter over there? Does it get crazy or no? I mean, you don't get snow, right?
No snow. Where I live, it's basically the coldest it's gonna get is 0. So, but that's Celsius, not Fahrenheit. So that's like 30, 32, 33. But then in summer, well, this summer we had a 49 Celsius day. So that's like what, 130, 135 or
Come
something?
on.
Oh, so you can't do shit, especially with steel on a roof.
Oh, we still work.
What'd you say, 49?
Yeah. What's that on a roof? Like 160?
Probably 75 degrees Celsius.
That's insane. So do you slow down or you just go full bore all year?
No, we're around the clock all year. It never. I got during obviously rain stops us, and then the heat in summer. I still haven't had a day where I've gone, oh, it's going to be 49, 48, 46, whatever, and said, boys, it's over. I've never done that. I've always gone to work. If it's too hot, just get down and have a drink and have a rest. If you're not feeling up to it, that's cool. Pretty much just take it a day at a time. But yeah, on the roof, man, like it gets so hot that the glue between your shoes and the soles melt.
Yeah, 49, 49 Celsius is 120.
Yeah, 120.
Yeah, you got to move slow with that heat. There's no way you can fucking
No,
die.
Drink plenty of water, but yeah, we still get it done. That's the beauty of owning your own business, I guess. You got to work. You got to put yourself through the shit. If you the old thing, you got to be willing to do the thing that others won't. If you want to have the things that others don't.
True.
So, yeah.
Guy dropping knowledge here.
He's gonna hashtag grind hustle.
Yeah, grind.
Trust the process.
That's it, mate. All that stuff's knowledge. Which it's good to grind and hustle. It is. I think that it's the only way to do it. But yeah, I'm definitely not going to be a personal trainer with diet plans anytime soon.
Selling fit tea.
Mel says there will be no FMX comeback on Facebook.
No, I didn't say that I'd have an FMX comeback. I never said that.
You heard it here first. He's coming back. He wants X Fighters. He's claiming it.
X Games best trick next year. No, I'm not going to. But I would like to just go and jump ramps or pull back on a 75 into the pit again, like just to have, because when you don't do that, you miss that feeling of a big jump, of that float, the hang time, or hanging off the thing when you do a whip or a turn down. And I tell you what, I really want to do some turn ups, but you need a good jump for that, and the only thing I can think of is a ramp. And I was kind of already doing them a long time ago, but nothing like they do them now. So I look at those and go, man, that just looks like it would feel so good.
I would really like to flip. Just the feeling of fucking floating one around, brake check, and just float it in.
Coming in. Because you used to flip for a while, yeah?
Yeah, like 10 years.
Yeah, that just that bit of a pull at the top and round she comes.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But with the reality of that, I don't know if that'll happen, but I think about it sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I still think about like the fun things, like cool feeling tricks and like bigger jumps, natural terrain stuff, and I miss it. I do. I miss the feeling, and I loved it. I guess that's why I did it for so long. But the risk involved, I guess. But I think if you're good at something, and I would say that we were good at what we did, and we can both, we can ride bikes. We've got the bike skill. You can be aware enough where you're like, I'll keep it at 70 or 80%, and only a freak kind of happening will cause me to eat shit. I'm only gonna eat shit when you're pushing the limits, when you're trying new stuff, when you have that mentality of overconfidence, when you're not cautious anymore.
I agree. It's funny that I agree with you, and that's what like people that never rode don't understand. Because I have people still that I post those videos at that track, and the track's everything's small on it, and they're like, "Oh, you're crazy," and I'm like, "Dude, that's all like." I'm sure I could get hurt, but the likelihood is very, very, very low.
Yeah, it's like when I ride trails or I ride the tracks up at the farm. Like there's some big jumps up there for their, on their merit. But I think you're aware enough. Like I try and ride between 70-80% every time I go out because I know I can exist in that little bracket and be pretty safe. You know what I mean? I don't take undue risks. And some of the jumps up at the motocross park, the in-laws, some people say, "You jump those jumps?" And I'm like, yeah. And it's like you just said, but if you look at some of the jumps we both would have done back in the day, some natural terrain stuff, and like that's some pretty gnarly stuff.
I'd rather jump big natural terrain stuff than like a big jump on a track.
Oh, 100%.
It's weird.
For
It's
sure.
different. It's like that's where you're supposed to be doing this.
Yeah, but natural terrain, I just think like the visual aspect of it isn't as daunting. Like you've got a big hill, a big area, you're not enclosed. You don't have this limited run up. If you want to take a longer run up, you can. If you
and the jump's not like this. Like there's not like a gap where it's just like, here's the gap. Like you said, it's like a mountain. So you're like jumping up the side of a mountain versus like, here's this little thing and this little thing, and you have to hit that one.
Yeah, you got to grease it or it's hospital time.
Yeah, yeah. Every time I was ever like, I'm gonna grease this, I deck the shit out of it.
Well, man, I tell you, like, if you can ever make it over this way, and come and ride this park and my in-laws, it's dude, it's amazing. You can do a podcast from the track. I tell you, it's fucking awesome.
I'm into that if especially if this gets any bigger and there's some events over there, I can couple it with some events and do interviews. I'm 110% in. So
for sure. I'd love to have you over, like, yeah, well maybe, if it goes that way and then we do some events here, because I know there's been talk about having the next Red Bull Day in the Dirt at the track.
Awesome. Way down south. Down under. They did Red Bull Day in the Dirt down south in Florida. Well,
I seen that got canceled though, yeah.
Like they did some events and then it got canceled, but I think Red Bull Day in the Dirt down under obviously is the next step.
Well, they've already had 2 Day in the Dirts down here.
Oh, well, fuck. I'm late to the game. Is that what it was, is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a proper Day in the Dirt, but it was Fast House that backed it.
That was the same with the Florida deal.
Yeah, right. So the guy who is the importer for Fast House in Australia, I'm pretty decent friends with. So, yeah, kind of throwing around the possibility of doing it there, which I think it'd be a super cool venue to do. So if that happens, my friend, come on down.
Yeah. Do you guys have comedy clubs in town?
I think we've got one. Yeah.
All right. Let's go and hit that too.
Well, hey, you doing stand-up these days?
Yeah. For like,
oh, really?
Yeah, like 3.5 years now.
Is that bad that I don't know that?
No, that's fine.
He's been keeping it underground.
I
didn't know it's been 3.5 years.
Well, it'll be 4 years, like Thanksgiving, basically.
Can you send me a link for some of your stuff on Messenger or whatever?
Yeah, I even did some motocross events. I opened for the Pulp MX show twice, and I opened for This Is Moto, the movie, at 2 different places too. So I don't get to do motocross jokes that often, so like that set's kind of fucking rusty, but I do regular comedy all the time. Obviously not now, but
yeah, well, man, send me some links. I'll be I'll be interested to see that. You got bigger balls than me, man. I couldn't do that, dude. That first time must have been just fucking nerve wracking. You're like, cool, I'm about to say a whole bunch of shit I think is funny, and then if no one laughs, oh man,
I
that would be the
told
worst.
I told nobody, and I went to an open mic by myself, so that way I didn't know anybody in the room, and I
How,
just
but how
Like
was
Clint
it?
was going to a jerk off theater. He's like, I
Yeah.
don't want to be anybody to see me.
Nobody knows my face in here.
Only people that are jerking off. That's the only people I want watching me.
Makes it easier.
And then he flexed on us again.
Hey, my phone's about to go dead, fellas.
All right. Dude, thank you very much, and let's keep in touch.
For sure, man. It's been a pleasure, and yeah, let's do some more. Hey, I kind of was thinking, you know how Joe Rogan does Fight Companion?
Yep.
I think it'd be really cool to do like a race companion.
Let's do it. We've done a little bit. That's what we did with Fresno, was a Fresno companion with Jeff Emig, Bubba, Seth.
And that was cool.
And that's what Krusty's going to be. So I'm definitely down to do some whatever you want to do. And we can have...
I'd love to do some race stuff and bench race while
Yeah.
we're watching. Maybe if it comes back in Vegas, Supercross is on. Hopefully they might close the season out with a race.
So allegedly, they're going to get them all in fall.
Right, okay.
So, but I'm 100% down. So, when
right,
are the
cool.
races normally for you over there? Like noon, 1 o'clock?
Yeah, depending if it's East or West Coast, but like usually around 2 o'clock.
All right. Yeah,
Cool.
we're in.
Some good Saturday day or Sunday day drinking.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Matt.
I can smoke a virtual blunt with you and get too stoned again. So.
You can e-smoke.
Did you know that your name is Magic Cole? How did you get the name Magic?
How did I get it? Magic.
Yeah.
Chuck Carruthers gave it to me.
Why?
Okay, because he gave Wacker his nickname as well, and Angry Adam. So he went through. Chuck went on this kick of having to give everyone nicknames. It was his mission. So he wanted to give me one, and then he just one day he was like, "Oh, you're magical," and I was like, "He's like Magic Cole, Magical, and it just started as Magical. And then it just got shortened to Magic. And when I was in the States and I'd come home, it'd sound strange for people to call me Matt because everyone in the States just knew me as Magic.
Well, the other guy's name was Frenchie, and he was from England. So I don't know that it's a good idea always to go by the nicknames you were given in America.
Righto, fellas. Well, hey, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me and bench race. I really enjoyed talking about some of the older times and whatnot. And anytime you guys want another random guest or whatever, you just hit me up. I'm always down for chat.
Will do. Thank you very
Awesome,
much,
man.
dude. Good catching up with you.
Yeah, for sure, fellas. I'll talk soon.
All right, later.
Appreciate it.
See you, boys.
Later.
Adios.
Well, there you go. Is there still an echo? That echo's gone. I don't sound like a robot anymore, do I?
No, but you delayed a little bit.
It was the third call. Because I didn't have an issue, and then as soon as he signed on, all of a sudden I could hear myself. So at first I was like, are you playing the show while you're listening to it?
Maybe. Well, sometimes he would move his hand and it'd get real quiet, I could tell.
Well, that was just covering the microphone.
Yeah, but I didn't know if there was some other issue. Sometimes I turn my head and the light lights up and it looks like my nose is like...
Here's the thing, like everybody goes, and this is when I did the Fresno deal, Barker's texting me like the sound is low, and I'm like, that's Zoom, man. Like I can't affect that. I don't know what to do.
That worked out good. How long we go? Hour 40 something.
Yeah, we're still live right now, FYI.
Oh shit!
Oh no!
I gotta go.
He just signed off. I didn't sign off of live, so I figured we'd at least go over the sound issue and see, because I knew that it would be different, and nobody's complained online, so I don't know if they're getting that echo or if it's just a lot of times it's just with the call between us.
I only had the one computer, so I didn't want to open up and then hear it and listen to it and fuck everything up.
Yeah. But yeah, everyone, we are. I do have Krusty 1 is set up. Not this weekend. The following weekend. It's either going to be Friday or Saturday. We don't have a definite date yet. It's depending on the guests that we're trying to line up for it and their availability as well. Obviously, we're going to try to get as many people. John, I've been dealing with Bubba, and now I'm dealing with John Freeman. So John had mentioned again Fro, because Fro was in Krusty 1, and a bunch of other people. So Chicken was in Krusty 1. Remember with the Prince thing where he's
dude, I uploaded that. I ripped that somehow and uploaded it to YouTube years ago, and instantly Sony took it down because they own Prince immediately.
Oh yeah. He's like, he goes, Chicken was in that, and I'm like, Chicken, get Chicken, please.
Yeah,
I like Chicken and Bradshaw because they used to just ram into each other all the time.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And I liked.
Did you ever make that? Would you make a Bradshaw 250 or was that Matasevich?
No, Bradshaw. I won't show that to Chicken if he's on.
Yeah, he'll probably just fucking
be like,
end the thing.
I'll be like, here's pictures of my Bradshaw 92 replica. Do you remember this bike running into you several times in corners?
Are you a pussy, Clint? We had Emigon with McGrath helmets everywhere.
Do you think he probably recognized?
He saw those for sure. That's probably why he bugged out at the first 5 minutes, and he's like, "All right, get it together, dude."
No, he bailed.
It's just Nick's garage.
No, he bailed out exactly for Emigos, and then came back. That's the only time he disappeared was for.
That's Emigos. A career move right there.
I get a text from Barker like, "Hey, did we lose Emig?" And I was like, I checked participants, and I'm like, no, he's still. And then all of a sudden he popped up and started talking again because it went to the music video part, and all of a sudden he pops back in, and I'm like, he just muted.
We should have rewound it, dude, just to fuck with him.
Should have. He muted it and went hiatus for Emigos.
I just did want to jack up the video.
Listen, the fact that he even came on first off, Barker's like, no, Emig is in. And I'm like, sick. And I even text him. I'm like, dude, if you even show up for 10 minutes, that's fine. I would be totally stoked on you just popping in for 10 minutes and saying some stuff. Oh, and another thing, the intro video. Remember, we never got to play the intro video?
Yeah.
I was having second thoughts anyway, only because in the intro video, I'm like, Jeremy McGrath, still the king of Supercross.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't.
You know what? Let's just roll. Let's go.
I didn't expect Emig to sign in that early. I thought for sure
you were going to sneak that in.
I was going to sneak that in the beginning, and then Emig would be on for later on in the podcast, but then he was already there. And then I'm like, once he popped in, I'm like, I don't know if we should play the video or the intro. And then everybody was like, play the movie. And then you just hit play movie. And I was like, oh, good.
Yeah, just roll with it. Like, we had momentum. Don't fuck it up.
Yeah.
Because they'd be like, this ain't the movie. What's this? And then everyone would stop talking and be like, still the king of Supercross.
Yeah, exactly. And then Emig's like,
who put this shit together?
Exactly. So hopefully, I mean, we've got a lot of traction from that, and I know Krusty. I'm working on another one. Nick knows, but it'll be. Let me just tell you, it will be good, real good if it comes through. I'm not gonna. I don't have any. I know a friend that knows somebody, and they've allegedly sent a text today to this person. Um, I texted him
Oh, I
yesterday.
know that I know.
I told you, and you were like, "Oh, my favorite movie."
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So
Nice,
he was.
terrific.
My friend was supposed to text him today. So, basically, Fresno, Krusty, and this other one. I'll let you imagine it's not terra firma. That leaves us basically only two other really big movies, right? Would you? There's only.
As far as I'm concerned, it's the biggest.
Okay. Well, then there you go. As far as Nick's concerned, it's the biggest freestyle movie. And I'm working on trying to get the man behind it on here with us to watch it. And let me just say, it's kind of a big deal.
Kind of a kind of a big deal.
It's kind of a big deal. There's two movies in this.
That guy over there.
There's two movies in this series.
You're kind of just spilling the
And
beans,
it's
100%.
I don't even. Yeah, but you know what? This is not even the other Krusty. I didn't say anything until Krusty was for sure, and now we're just alluding to something that's probably not going to happen. So nobody get too excited, but I'm working on it. And so far, I've pulled a bunch of stuff off that I didn't think was ever going to happen either. So I'm putting out into the universe that that's going to happen.
It's vibing it.
I'm sending out
After Friday, you gotta ride those vibes. Because I didn't think that was gonna happen.
I know nobody did because I got tons of messages from people that I'm close with that were like, "Yo, that shit was epic. I should have watched live." And I was
Yeah, what the fuck? It was Friday night. You were on lockdown. What were you doing?
exactly
Watching
not,
Netflix?
Not being confident that we were gonna pull that off.
Good. No, I don't want those people watching our shit. They're energy killers.
That's right. 90% of the viewers on that were not subscribed to the YouTube channel. People,
Subscribe, like, hit the alert notification button.
once we get Krusty, we're definitely doing 1. John wants to do 11
All right.
because that was basically like all the first 10 years. That was the best of the first 10 years. But
I'm sure I've seen it at some point.
like the first 3. Right? The first 3 to 5 are the most epic.
Yeah. I mean, all of them are, but like Krusty 1 was like,
That's
everybody's like, have you seen this movie?
John was like, I want to do 11 because it's the best of, basically.
Let's do it.
And I'm like, listen, we have to start with 1. I'm like,
yeah, you got to do 1. And I'll find my my bootleg Blockbuster edition.
there you go. I'm like, 1 pretty much started freestyle.
Yeah, that set everybody off.
Right? Did that not fucking start? Krusty
So that's why it'd be
1
fun to watch it with them, because it's like, when did you start filming it? You know, there was no contest in it that I remember.
I've heard some stuff, but I want to hear it on my podcast. No. I've heard him talk about, like, he used to film snowboard stuff and whatever, but it's like, the tie-in with these guys, and he definitely just taking that style of editing and filming over to Moto made that
Changed it.
That changed Moto and freestyle Moto, and basically kind of made in my head I would like to, because Terra Firma, it came out when Terra Firma like 4 came out or something.
Krusty 1 did?
I think so. Look up when Terra Firma.
I didn't even know about Krusty or about Terra Firma until
me neither.
I got Terra Firma 3 or something. I was in the Midwest though, so things didn't ship as fast.
Yeah, but I want to say 3 is when.
Let me do this. I'll just
99.
show the screen.
Terra Firma. 3.
What is up with the fucking thing? Am I sharing my screen right now?
No. Terra Firma 3 year released. Terra Firma 3, digitally remastered. 96. Terra Firma 3 was in 96.
Wow. Well, Crusty Demons of Dirt has a Wikipedia page. What does that say? They originated in '94 while filming the filming of Crusty Demons of Dirt by Flesh Wound Films, but it doesn't say it came out in '94. It just said
Oh, that's true.
they
I'm just
could be
thinking.
traced to '94 when filmmakers John Freeman and Dana Nicholson had been accumulating
No,
footage.
you're right, because I was just thinking of X Games. The first X Games was in '99 and Fresno. So
It looks like it came out in '94, dude. Holy shit!
holy fuck.
Wow, I was 11. I guess that makes
I was
sense.
14.
Look at that stack of riders.
Yeah, Danny. Schweitzer was also a snowboarder and a snowboard filmer as well. All right, we're gonna sign off live because live we've been on here. See if anybody's still on Facebook watching our jabbering. Just 2 people.
I have not been paying attention.
It's probably just Moto Pimp. Who's still in? Who's in here? Show yourselves. This is like when you're ghost hunting. Who's in this chat room? Show yourself.
I can hear you.
Write something if you can hear me. All right, everyone. We're signing off the live podcast. If you're in here in Zoom, which I know you're not because it's just me and Nick and Danny D. Wayne.
Double D.
If you're in Zoom, you get the after show chat. And if you wanted, you could ask anybody questions just for future reference. If you sign into Zoom, you don't have to have an account. You can go to that number that I posted I only made it in one post, but I'll include the number so you guys can log in. For the podcast right now, the Zoom deal is free, so you guys can just check in on Zoom, and then you can raise your hand, ask questions directly, and then I can unmute you, and you could actually ask the guest something directly yourself. So for the big...
And if you're in, we'll probably send you stickers. Give us your address.
And then for the big movies, like the Krusty premiere and stuff like that, it will be a couple bucks, $4, $5. And then same thing, you could ask whatever, John Freeman, Dana Nicholson, Seth, whoever's in there, some questions. So, and the other one we don't have lined up yet, but I'm sending it into the universe that's going to happen. So, all right, people. Thank you. Thank you for making it this long. Once again, like I said, boysin.com, strokerindustries.com, canvasmx.com. Check them all out. And then in your notes, if you buy something, be like 2 Wheels to Freedom or FMX East or Clint or whatever. Just say something and reference us. Chuck will know, and at least that'll be like they actually told somebody.
Promo code.
Just put my name in somewhere.
Put Clint's a homo. Just put that in.
That's fine. That'll work.
Then he gets credit for it.
And they'll get, you'll get to make fun of me. Chuck will laugh.
He'll get a giggle.
And I'll get credit. So it's a win-win-win for everybody. So thank you. Oh, next week, Zach DePaulo started hitting me up about doing another show. So we're going to have Zach on next week. He's going to promote the shit.
Oh, we better be in full HD.
Right now, yeah, exactly. That's what he said. The quality was finally up to his standards where he would allow himself to come on the show.
We had to get microphones and all sorts of webcams to get Zach on.
Exactly. He's a hard guest to get. So we only dropped 4 fucking frames this whole time.
I better get a haircut before Zach comes on because he's gonna be mad.
You better. He'll be like, "Oh, I come on."
Nah, shut it down.
I'm gonna shave my head straight down to the skin, so you can't tell how bald I am.
Disgusting.
All right, people, we're signing off for real this time. Thank you, guys.
Adios.
Next week, Zach DePaulo. That's how it's spelled. All
I've
right.
called him Zach the whole time.
Yeah, and not next week. I should look at the dates. What is the date today? The 7th. Okay. So, like, the weekend of the 17th, 18th, it'll be one of those, 17th, 18th. We're doing Krusty 1. John Freeman, whoever else we pull, there'll be a flyer and an announcement. And that one will be paid to get into the Zoom room and ask some questions, but you can... The Zoom room. Emig, listen, last time Emig was sending thumbs up in the Zoom room chat.
Yeah, he was the one who was like, hey, people in the Zoom room are talking.
Yeah, exactly. So you never know, people. Sign in there.
That was
Plus,
pretty cool.
I need to feed my dog or whatever. And my bike gas. So, all right.
Boom.
We're out.